Okay, I'm a slow learner. It took 80 years and 14 presidential elections, but I eventually got it. The light finally came on. If I vote Republican or Democrat, fossil fuel giants will still pump oil from federal lands, pollute our atmosphere, and destroy our planet. Hawks and war profiteers will still keep us on a war footing as we bomb the hell out of the Middle East, as our own great cities decay from neglect. Predatory bankers will still take away our homes and put our kids in servitude to pay student debt. If I vote Republican or Democrat, we're still going to allow big money to buy our politicians and give lip service to campaign reform and voting rights. We're still going to accept the media industrial complex making enormous profits by sensationalizing our news and leaving us all ill-informed. We're still going to allow the Republican and Democratic parties to lock out third-party candidates from the TV debates as our Federal Elections Commission looks the other way. Are the lights coming on for you, or do you have to live 80 years before you turn away from the darkness? If a Republican or Democrat becomes president, it doesn't matter. We're still going to have a corrupt healthcare system that sends millions of families into bankruptcy. We're still going to be gouged by the drug companies. We're still not going to value black lives, nor most brown or white lives either. We're still going to promote trade that destroys jobs, and will continue to punish and deport immigrants when they flee from the very conditions we helped create. Voting only for Democrats or Republicans means we're still going to have double-digit unemployment, with millions earning lousy salaries with no benefits. We're still going to let criminal tobacco companies prey on our children. We're still going to imprison 25% of the world's prisoners, punish, not rehabilitate them, then return them to our communities and wonder why we can't reduce crime. And we're still going to teach our young to kill, send them to foreign lands, then bring them home in body bags or broken in body and spirit. Have the lights come on? Our political system and nation are broken. We're on life support and gasping for air. If you're ready to stand up for our country, for our democracy, you need to listen to my next words very, very carefully. There's a brilliant medical doctor from Massachusetts who ran for governor and president, and who, like Senator Elizabeth Warren, has been a champion for workers and families and the planet. Dr. Jill Stein is on the right side of all these issues. In November, she'll be my Green Party choice for president over the broken, corrupt, corporate political machines. Do Jill and the Greens have a chance? A Wall Street Journal poll last year reported that 50% of workers are dissatisfied with both parties. 50% of Americans no longer identify as Democrat or Republican and are hungry for a new vision. Don't forget, Lincoln, in a four-way race, won the presidency with only 40% of the popular vote. Here are a few thoughts on Dr. Jill Stein. 1. She will cancel the student debt of 43 million Americans who owe $1.3 trillion. We bailed out the banks for over $13 trillion. It's time to bail out our students and graduates and free up their ingenuity and creativity to build the America we want. 2. Our oligarchic economy is in the toilet, and experts tell us that our oceans will rise a catastrophic 5 to 15 feet in the next 50 years. Jill will address both these conditions by creating 20 million living wage jobs to make energy 100% renewable by 2030. She reminds us that when we entered World War II, 25% of our industrial capacity was on a war footing in 6 months. With our mandate, President Jill Stein will put renewable energy on a similar footing. And here's a big bonus. 100% renewable energy means no more wars for oil. 3. Jill Stein will stop the flow of arms and replace it with international law, human rights, and diplomacy. Our present policy of selling arms to Saudi Arabia and other players to bring peace is like using a flamethrower to put out a house fire. U.S. war profiteers and hawk politicians have broken Iraq, Afghanistan, Syria, Libya, Yemen. It's a long list. And they are breaking America. They have pushed 60 million refugees into a river of pain and misery. Believing we can bomb and kill ourselves to peace is a cruel, stupid, macho idea that tarnishes everything that is great about America. 4. Jill Stein says we're spending $10 million a day supplying the Israeli military. That money goes to continue the policies of home demolitions, apartheid, and massacres. When our government spends $10 million a day in arms and other help to Israel, it's a powerful recruiting tool for jihadists, for terrorists. If the U.S. would stand up for human rights and international law and make a real diplomatic effort to bring peace to Palestine, we would begin to unravel the tapestry of hate woven by our bombs, drones, and failed Middle East war project. Let's see. President Jill Stein will cancel student debt, create 20 million living wage jobs, make our energy 100% renewable by 2030, stop the flow of arms, replace our war posture with one of international law, human rights, and diplomacy, make a real effort to bring peace to Israel, Palestine. Do you see the difference? This is what most Americans want. Are the other parties even talking about this? Why would we vote for a Democrat or a Republican machine when we have a moral, hopeful, inspiring alternative? Too often I've voted for the least worst candidate and done it out of fear. I voted not because I was excited about my candidate, but because I feared that he and it was always a he, I feared that he might lose if I supported a third-party candidate. No more. I've learned that when we vote out of fear, we bring about the very conditions we feared. Okay, bottom line, does Jill have a chance? Again, that was the same question back in 1860 when ruling Democratic and Whig parties were defeated by third-party Republican candidate Abraham Lincoln. I'm voting for Jill Stein in November for her ideals and clear vision. I'll know that I voted for what was best for my country. Jill and the Green Party are building a movement that will continue past the elections in November. A final thought. How would 43 million student loan debtors vote if they knew Jill will cancel their debt? We need to tell them.